The Animal Rescuers has been adopted by Pet Planet. There is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
The underlying theme of the Animal Rescuers has always been spay and neuter. We cannot adopt out of the problems of overpopulation and unwanted, abused, and neglected animals. Today, we are inside a facility that lives spay and neuter. Thousands of dogs and cats come through Altered Tales each year. They work with rescue groups to make sure each rescue is spayed or neutered. They also work with city and state governments to trap, neuter, and release feral animals, especially cats. They do not think of themselves as animal rescuers in the traditional sense, but I, for one, think that what they are doing is rescuing of the highest order.
Altered Tales was established in 2003 as a not-for-profit, high-volume spay-neuter clinic. Our mission is to provide high-quality, low-cost sterilization for cats and dogs in Maricopa County. Our vision is to eliminate euthanasia as a means of population control.
So you're trying to eliminate euthanasia. Am I saying it right?
Euthanasia.
Yeah. And what are the odds in your mind of that actually happening?
I think the chances are very good that will happen. Animal welfare organizations in Maricopa County work very hard every day to strive to end euthanasia, from adoption to fostering animals. And very important in that goal is to sterilize animals so that we end the breeding cycle of unwanted animals. And I think in the years to come, Maricopa County and the Alliance for Animals is going to get closer to that goal.
How many surgeries did you do last year, and how many do you think you're going to do this year?
Last year we performed just over 10,000 surgeries. And this year we're hoping to increase that to about 12,000. Last year's surgeries we increased by 25% over the previous year, and many thanks to the organizations that support us, from Maricopa County Animal Care and Control, the Spay Neuter Hotline, the Humane Society. A lot of organizations are coming together to educate the general public in the importance of spaying and neutering animals.
How in the world can you do so many of these operations?
Well, we have a small staff, but they're highly trained. In 2011, Altered Tales became a Humane Alliance clinic. And Humane Alliance is an organization in Asheville, North Carolina. They're the experts in high volume, high quality sterilization. We have 2 veterinarians that each do approximately 35 sterilization surgeries per day. The rest of our staff combines about 10 other people, techs, administrative people, and the quality of the care the animals get here is just extraordinary.
And let's talk a little bit about cost.
I think that's one of the biggest issues to getting people to come in and have their animals sterilized. They think that they're going to be spending hundreds of dollars, and in fact, a female cat, the fee is $50. A male cat, the fee is $35. And for dogs, depending upon the weight and size, female dogs are anywhere between $75 and $95, and male dogs are between $65 and $85, which is really affordable. And if people still are having a hard time affording those prices, Maricopa County Animal Care and Control has a voucher program, and we can help them get free sterilization surgeries.
Is the amount of surgeries greater for dogs than it is cats?
Actually, about 60% of our surgeries are cat surgeries. Of the 60%, probably half of those are feral free-roaming cats and half are companion cats.
The stray cat population here is high, and what is Altered Tales doing about it?
There are actually estimated to be over 250,000 feral or free-roaming cats in Maricopa County. And what we're doing to keep the breeding cycle at a minimum is we're encouraging people to trap, neuter, and return. That is the only known way to end the breeding cycle in free-roaming and feral cats. We partner with the Spay Neuter Hotline. The Spay Neuter Hotline does all of the scheduling of TNR, trap, neuter, and return surgeries for us. We loan people traps at no charge to trap the cats in their area. We sterilize the cats. Last year, we sterilized over 4,000 free-roaming and feral cats.
And we talked earlier when I met you about myths. Can you please go over a few of those?
Well, I think the first myth is that sterilization surgery is expensive and they won't be able to afford it. And so I definitely want to encourage people to have their animals sterilized at an affordable price. The second myth, I think, is people seem to think that their animals, if they're females, should go into heat or have a first litter before they have them sterilized. And in fact, we can do sterilization surgeries for puppies and kittens as young as 8 weeks of age, as long as they're at least 2 pounds. And so we would encourage people to get their animals sterilized as soon as possible after they're 8 weeks of age.
And Ellen, I'd like to ask you, how can we help?
If you have a colony of free-roaming cats in your neighborhood and you want to stop the breeding cycle, I would encourage you to contact the Spay Neuter Hotline, who can schedule an appointment for you at Altered Tales. In addition, we are a nonprofit organization and we strive to make the services we provide as affordable as possible. If you'd like to make a donation, you can go on our website. We also have a list of things that we need around the clinic that you could donate.
I would like to thank you so much, because I know you don't think you're an animal rescuer, but I think you are most definitely one.
Thank you.
Up next, meet the brains and brawn behind the Lulu's Angel Fund.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health, because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Bari Mears briefly spoke about the Lulu Fund in the premiere episode of The Animal Rescuers.
I woke up one night in the middle of the night and said, I just hate these horrible abuse cases, the ones that are so heinous, you just cry or you scream, you don't know what to do. There has to be some way I can help those, or PACC can help those. Mm-hmm. It's really no longer me, it's PACC. Uh-huh. And I made a few phone calls and got funding for the Lulu's Angel Fund.
Now we get a chance to see the people behind the fund and how it all works.
All of us hate these stories that we read in the news and see on TV about animals that have been abused or abandoned or terribly neglected. And in addition to the news versions, I sometimes get the calls, and needed to find a way to help at least some of these animals, because far too frequently there's no support for them and there are no programs to help them. So one night I dreamed up a program called the Angel Fund, and I wanted to make this happen where PACC911 could step forward and help these most heinous cases of animal abuse. That morning I woke up and made one quick phone call to a dear friend who shares my heart for the animals and who I thought might be willing to help me make this happen. And she did. and the Lulu's Angel Fund came to be. And here is Sandy Day, my dear friend, and one who always comes to the rescue when it comes to helping the animals. Sandy, would you like to talk about the Lulu's Angel Fund for us?
Well, first of all, this is Lulu, who the fund is named after. And I'm a former PACC911 board member, familiar with the really great things that PACC does and their commitment to the animals. And I too have heard and seen those stories. They're heartbreaking. And when Bari told me about this great, as we see it, opportunity to help these animals, it was a perfect fit for our foundation and for Lulu's Fund.
Our first recipient to the Lulu's Angel Fund was Jack, an emaciated pit bull that we saw at Maricopa County Animal Care and Control. Valley of the Sun Animal Rescue stepped forward as our PACC partner to help this dog. And with their loving care and great fosters and the funds from the Lulu's Angel Fund, Jack gained the weight and shortly after regaining his health was adopted into a loving home. One of our later recipients was Lady, a beautiful pit bull who somebody had poured chemicals on, causing her to have chemical burns that were painful and would not heal. She languished in Pinal County Animal Shelter until one of our recipients, Reservation Rewards, was able to take her on. And again, the Lulu's Angel Fund was the source of funding to help her heal. And Lady also has had a very happy ending and has been adopted. Juno, a lab mix thrown from a moving car, whose legs were broken, whose chin was broken, and who garnered a lot of national attention. And we were so happy to be able to take this dog on into our fund and see her heal and watch the trust form again and the love. And that's what this fund is all about. Sandy, thank you so much for being a part of this and for helping PACC911 to put the Lulu's Angel Fund into place.
Thank you for the opportunity, Bari.
The Lulu's Angel Fund stories will be featured twice a month. So watch for them and you'll see the animals as they come into the system, heal, gain trust, and eventually get adopted into loving homes. That's what it's all about. Now stay tuned for the animal rescuers.
The first Pet Planet store opened in 1996 after the devastating loss of our Cocker Spaniel to cancer. What we learned then about pet health was eye-opening. The food and the treats that we were giving him did not support his immune system and may have actually harmed him. Pet Planet was established to be a community resource, a store that offers only the healthiest products and the best knowledge on pet health issues. At Pet Planet, there is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet. My name is Kudrow. I'm 12 years old, but hardly look my age. I came into rescue because my owner was very ill and she wanted to make sure I found a loving home. Foster mom says I'm super sweet and very well behaved. My favorite thing to do is snuggle up right next to my people. Aside from a touch of arthritis, I have no health issues. I love to go for walks and I walk nicely on a leash. I'm a very easygoing boy who just wants to be loved.
Hi, I'm Wendy Faircloth, Training Director at Villa La Paz with this week's training tip. This week we're going to be talking about name response. It's probably one of the most important things that you're going to train your dog. There's lots of things that are almost as important, but I think as a safety thing with all dogs, I think their name response needs to be 100% all the time. So what we do when we train our dogs to respond to their names, they respond to their names usually when they want to and in non-distracted situations. When the dog becomes distracted, all of a sudden they shut their ears off and they completely forget about what their name is. And when I do my classes, I demonstrate that. I'll, bounce a ball or I'll shake my treat bag and the dog looks interested in the treat bag and the parents are calling the dogs and the dog's just absolutely not responding to their name. So I'm going to show you a few things, a few exercises that you can do, and it's something that you should practice every day with your dog to ensure that they have a name response 100% of the time, even under high distraction. My demonstrator dog is going to be Saranac. Saranac is my youngest dog, and she actually needs work on her name response because we haven't worked it in a while. So this is Saranac. I have some treats that I'm going to use as a distractor to try to distract her, and I'm gonna call her, good girl, I'm gonna call her off the treats. What she's on right here, she is on a long line. So I can give her a little bit of freedom and call her back to me when she's a little bit farther away from me. I also have a shorter long line. This one's only about 10 feet long. If you don't want to give them that much freedom that quickly. And I also have two of her most favorite things in the world. One is a Frisbee and the other is a ball. Two of her favorite things. So I'm going to show you some exercises that we can do to provide distractions for the dog so then we can call them off. So this is my distraction. Good girl. Saranac. Saranac. She doesn't respond, I'm gonna make her, good girl, and I don't feed her at that point, I'm just going to pet her. Okay, so I'm gonna let her go back to the distraction again. Saranac. Good girl, good. Yay, we can see she needs work on this. Saranac, yes, good. So that time I wanted to make sure that Saranac had a success. So I called her before she went to the distraction. Good girl, you can go back to the distraction. Saranac, yay, good girl. So that time I did not need to pull her away. So I'm gonna let her go back to her distraction again. Saranac, yay, good. And so I reward. So you wanna make it worthwhile for your dog to respond. Because so often the dogs get distracted, we call their names, they look at us and respond to us, and we don't recognize them for that. So I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. She loves her some balls. Saranac. Yay, good girl. She loves her ball, so I'm gonna throw her ball once, and she's gonna go chase it. Ready, Nack, ready? Good girl, yay. Good girl, good. Good girl, yes. This time I'm gonna toss her ball out, but I'm not gonna let her, I am not gonna let her go get it, and I'm gonna call her in a sense off of it. Saranac, yes, good. So I started to let her chase it for a minute. Good girl, go get your ball. Come on, go get it. Good girl. Get your ball, get it. Good girl. Yay, good girl. One more time. Good. I'm gonna toss it out there. Saranac, yay, good girl. I wanna call her, and I wanna you're gonna start with low distraction and just build that reward system for the dog actually responding to their name. And then as you progress, once she's responding to her name with low distraction, then her high distraction would be a ball. So then I would use a ball and call her off of a ball. So stay tuned to the Animal Rescuers for next week's training tip from Lost Paws.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
Come here. I love you, Dad.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is Pet Planet's Pet Tip of the Week. This week, we're going to talk about oral hygiene. What many pet guardians don't realize is how important dental hygiene is to the health and well-being of your pet. Poor dental hygiene can not only compromise your pet's immune system, but sometimes it can pose very serious life-threatening situations. The first line of defense is prevention. Just like you and I, we take care of our teeth every day. The same occurs for the pets. There are a number of things that Pet Planet recommends to help keep your pet's teeth nice and clean. The first would be brushing your dog or cat's teeth every single day. Using a toothbrush or a finger brush is a great option. And then make sure that you're using a pet-safe toothpaste. Human toothpastes are not digestible and do cause stomach upsets, so don't use those. Another consideration is making sure that you're providing your pet with things to chew on. Providing them with raw meaty bones or smoked bones does a great job of helping to scrape the tartar from their teeth as they chew. There are a number of toys on the market that also are designed specifically for dental hygiene. Toys that have nodules or grooves so that as your pet plays with them, again, it's going to scrape the tartar from their teeth and help to keep their teeth nice and clean. For those who are looking for an easier option, there are really easy to use oral care supplements that you can add directly to your dog's drinking water. As they drink their water, they're ingesting this heavily oxygenated water, which really helps to break down the tartar and give them fresh breath. One further consideration to look at is what type of food you're feeding your pet. Feeding your animal a low glycemic product, which means there's less sugar in the food, is very important to oral health. Raw food options and grain-free options are all great solutions for that. This is Kindle, and she's going to help demonstrate how to brush your dog's teeth. I like to use the finger brushes myself. I find that dogs are far more apt to allow you to put your finger in their mouth than putting in an actual brush, but really it is just personal preference. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you're using a pet-safe toothpaste when brushing your dog's teeth. Not only is this going to ensure it's safe for them, but it actually has a nice taste to it, so they think that they're getting a treat while you're brushing their teeth. Sit. So you're just going to insert the brush, and with gentle circular motions, make sure that you're brushing along the tops, the bottoms, and the insides. Good girl. She'll give you a good canine smile. Stay tuned each week for another Pet Planet pet tip. There's more of the Animal Rescuers coming right up.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of my heart and I tell the women in my life to do the same.
Sounds great, by the way.
That's nice, sweetie, but that's not my heart. That is. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
Are you a hiker looking for a walking companion? I have the group for you. Lost Paws has started their Get Fit with a Pit program where you can actually pick up a dog from one of their facilities and take them out for a walk or hike. It's been running for the month of January, but the program has caught on, so who knows how long it will last. It's a great exercise for humans and dogs alike.
Okay, so we started Get Fit with a Pit this month, January 2013. Kind of a way to not only get our dogs out, socialized and everything like that, but we wanted to get more people involved with the rescue community and what we're doing. So basically we had the idea to get our dogs, our rescues out there with new people that have been helping us for a while. The idea behind people taking our dogs out and hiking with them is there's a couple different things. One, for socialization for the dog and exercise for the dog. They love being out. It's great for them, the exercise, meeting new people, seeing other dogs on the hike, being able to pass them and learning, you know, that it doesn't need to be this, oh, you know, who are you? That, you know, they can be out in public with other animals and just pass them fine. Also, we want to show people, because we aren't a pit bull rescue, but we rescue almost all pit bulls. We want to show people that they can be great dogs, that they're out on the mountain, that they're passing kids, that kids are coming up to say hi to them, that, you know, not all of them react to other dogs, that, you know, they can be amazing family members and be a part of the family, go out and be in public. And as I've said a million times, a lot of people who actually do not like the breed have never actually met one in person. So we want our rescues to be out there and be ambassadors for the breed and show that they can be amazing family pets and great dogs.
Back at the Phoenix Fire Department training facility, trained search dogs are run through their paces. At the successful end of this test is a certification as a search team for both dog and handler. So the next time they are needed, they can hit the ground running, as time is often critical in saving lives.
Hi, Marie from the Fetch Foundation, and also from PACC911. It's an amazing group of rescues here in the Phoenix area. We're here today at the FEMA testing site for canine disaster dogs. It's really exciting and really stressful for these handlers. Right now there's one being tested, and I'll tell you right now, as a handler, I know the feeling when you are being tested by these evaluators.
Congratulations to all the certified search teams. This is Kimber reminding you that it only takes one to do something great. You can be the one. Adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, and you can be an animal rescuer too. See you next time. Jaws doesn't come in my living room. I'm not going to go in his.
Let's do that one.
Hi, Marie from the Fetch Foundation. I'm also a member of PACC911, a great coalition.
Okay, let's try that one. That's an outtake.
Look how he's curling.
I know, that's crazy.